You know, a lot of people don't know in the 1970s, I was the king of jokes. That's right. You know, I know it's just sitting over there. I hate to confuse you or whatever, but I'm sitting over here now. And part of the act here is that we shift perspective, right? And, part of this, I guess it's a film, I'm going to call this would be the third act. And, part of the third act is, there's some sort of big shift. And, so you can see, since I was over, since I'm over here now, I was over there. Now I'm over here, act three. Here we go. Yeah, that's a little budget. So, I wanted to make use of it by, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And how I did it was, before I had the camera, I was sitting over there, right? And now, it's sitting over there, I'm sitting over here. Isn't that great? All right, so you say, well, what do we do now? That's Act 3 of the film. you know, you've told all the jokes that anyone could possibly ever tell at this point. What could you possibly say now, right? That people would even want to hear that you haven't said before. I mean, that people would even want to listen to, right? What would even, at this point, so people have heard all these jokes, they've heard all these jokes, they've laughed, or they haven't laughed, they've cried, right? Because that's what they do when they hear laughter, they cry, because, these assholes, or whatever, that they're wandering around, most people, and, or whatever, and, it's neither here they're there, most people aren't assholes. I don't want to go out on a limb and alienate, by default, statistically, my probable audience that would be interested in my jokes by saying, oh, most people, but regardless of any statistical truth, most people being completely moronic assholes, just preposterous moronic assholes by default statistic, right? Any given person that you meet, and I want to say, because the internet that this is going out on, that, I don't want to offend anyone necessarily, because I want this to proliferate and for it to be very popular, right? It was I kind of changed it before, it was a stand-up set, but I decided to sit down. So, if you've heard that one before, that's a yarn. It's as old as time. I don't want to burden you with all those jokes like we did in the first two acts. That's old hat. The sit downs, stand up, a whole bit. That's a bunch of bullshit. I'm not going to do that to you. So now, in Act 3, it's about coming to terms with cliche, right? We've experienced comedy as comedy, right? And how to do jokes, what they are, sort of. Well, let's talk about, since we kind of sort of, what is a joke, right? Well, a lot of people think, well, they just hear the, ha 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 or whatever, and that's the laughter thing. After you hear, let's say, some guy, he walks into a bar, right? So he goes in there. He goes into a bar, some asshole, like I was talking about before. Just any old asshole up the street that you might meet that's probably just insanely stupid as well in this joke. It goes without saying by default before you even get into the bar, right? But now that we're in there, thank God, it's a miracle because he's such an idiot having gotten in there, right? But now he's in there, he's at the bar, he sat down, thank God, shoelaces or whatever, and, not very coordinated, and he finally got set and sat down, right? our average person, whoever this happens to be. Not specifically. I don't want to offend anyone, but this idiot, sits down and he goes, huh. He kind of, there's not too much going on there. There's something on TV, right? What is it? It's kind of busy. It's hard to say. There's a overhead train that goes by, and he goes, I'll have the wash of the train. You can't hear it, right? And what he doesn't know, right? Because he's such a fucking idiot. Whoever this person is, is that he walked into that bar, and it was a joke, right? Get it? Nah. I'm still working on it. You're not supposed to ask me. Get it? You're supposed to say, leave the space. Don't laugh like an asshole along with the whoever happens to be there and is probably just insanely stupid and an asshole, right? Also, subsequently, those things. I want to talk about stupid people and assholes also. So any typical, statistically, any typical, see you put on a comedy show, you want people to show up, right? You say, for stupid peoples and assholes, right? This tour's for stupid peoples and people and assholes. Because I want to make money, and I don't care about being funny, right? I don't care about being funny. I just want to make money. And I don't want to offend anyone. So, right?